Fantastic. You know what? I'm burning all computer wires and all. It's got to be the computer. It's just got to be.
How old's that laptop? It's got to be older. I mean, if it's
My laptop's 10 old.
oh, that's not. But it's a Mac. It's a Mac.
Your
It's a
laptop is
MacBook Air. Yeah.
Oh, mine is a Frank.
Nice.
Yeah, Frank, a good Frank. All right, so let me ask you guys something. Have you guys ever gone on a cleaning jag?
I don't even know what that is.
I knew you wouldn't know that. I knew you wouldn't know that. Okay.
What the fuck?
I knew. See, I'm so well spoken.
It's okay to admit you don't know something.
No, but I'm so well spoken that it makes you guys look kind of unintelligent. So I'm
You
sorry.
just learned something the other day, and you're trying to make us look stupid.
No.
It's probably something. It's a term that's like a British term, right?
I have no idea, but here, this is
like he calls the bathroom the loo.
The loo.
Yeah.
No,
Or the Gap. Isn't a train out there the
call
Gap?
it
The Gap.
shit house. I like shit house. No, when you go on a cleaning jag, you kind of go crazy and you just start like cleaning and organizing. Like you just do a couple of days where you're just like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
We've all done that.
yeah.
Sure.
When you have your manic stage.
Well, you
Or the in-laws are coming over.
Well, you know, it's
no, I don't even care about that.
It's usually not planned. You just start small, and then you just can't stop.
So
it just goes
So
extreme.
you are a cleaning jag.
No, I knew. See, I knew. It's so simple. No, it's not like a jag off. It's like a cleaning jag. It's like when you just do something. When you have like a cleaning jag, it's just something you do. You can't stop.
Okay.
You don't stop yourself. But I'm in that mode now. I did. You ready for this? And I'm very proud of myself. Basement, the whole workshop area, garage. I'm throwing shit away. I mean,
Oh, is that why I'm getting these Bears posters?
yeah. I'm gifting and throwing away everything. It's awesome. Do you guys, Teddy? I feel like you're not a cleaning guy.
I'm not really a cleaning guy. I'm kind of a minimalist to begin with, so I don't have a lot to throw away. I'm a donator. I donate stuff. You know, I just go to like the local, like a what do you call it?
Salvation Army.
Salvation Army
Yeah.
or a village outlet or something, and just leave stuff.
We do
there.
that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're like that too.
Yeah, I
we
love
don't.
doing that.
We don't have a lot of stuff.
Leave bowling balls and golf clubs and odd spots.
Bowling balls. No,
Ted rolls them down the street. Somebody will find it.
you know how many bowling balls I've given away because Ted just keeps giving me bowling balls?
You know, mine split. Have you ever had one break?
Yes.
My bowling ball split in half.
Yeah.
I kept it in the basement in the furnace room in the bag, and I took it out and it was fucking cracked in half.
Okay. I thought you
Really?
were throwing it down the lane and it
No.
cracked in half.
It's cracked in
I've seen
half.
that happen. That was pretty funny.
And somebody told me that if you have it in the car and you bring it inside, it goes from the hot and the cold. It could just
Well, I heard if it freezes, like I've left my bowling equipment in the car when it's like, almost like zero. So I've thrown it when it's frozen and it's like sweating when it starts defrosting. And I was worried that it was going to crack when it was going down the lane, but it never did. But I've seen that happen to somebody. They threw it and it just kind of fell apart.
So Mark, do you need me to come over and throw that away for you? I will do that. I'm
No,
I'm
man,
like
I threw it
manic
away,
now.
man.
I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I'm throwing stuff away that I need.
Is this related to? Is this related to the new job?
You know what? It might be. It might be.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Oh, it could very
Oh,
well
I thought
be.
this was like your New Year's resolution.
Are you
just-
done with your? Are you done with the other job?
Done with the other job. Done.
So,
Wow.
how did you quit?
Very bad.
Not yet. He's like, not yet. I haven't told him yet. You're
No.
still milking him.
No. I got on Monday. They offered me the new job, and then I went right in there. I sent a little email.
You marched in there.
No. I sent an email. I was gonna do it over the
It's a
video.
text mess.
It's very
Yeah.
passive
He
aggressive.
texted.
Very
No,
passive aggressive.
I just want to be done with it. I hated every part of it.
Did you say, "Dear sir or madam, please accept my tender"?
No, they made
resignation
me.
effective
No,
immediately"?
so they made me write a resignation letter. They wanted me to write. It was the worst.
in your blood, in your own blood.
And so my boss says, she goes, oh, it doesn't have to be detailed. I'm like, detailed?
I quit.
I quit. Yeah. Thanks for everything. I quit. I need to go back to teaching. I'm lost sitting
you
at
said
my
it
house.
went. You said it went bad.
Well, no, I mean, it didn't go bad. It didn't go bad. But the problem is they were like, my boss is just like, can you just give me an update to everything you were working on? And I wasn't doing anything. I feel bad. Well, no, I don't. But you know what? I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't.
You should have told him.
You're like Costanza. It's downtown, George. It's downtown.
Dude,
And by the way, I'm wearing that shirt you told me never to wear.
No, but it was pretty ugly because I didn't do anything. I just kind of lost my will.
You would have been drawing on the resources anyway, so you actually did them a favor by culling the herd and
absolutely,
culling yourself out of that.
I was the guy. I was the guy that absolutely didn't belong, and not just because I was the guy, but it was just I did not belong in that place. They were just they had a completely different mindset.
You were a square peg in a round hole.
No, dude, I was like a rock.
I'm actually worried now about our youth.
That I'm going back to teaching?
No, that you're leaving the other ones that.
Trying to help people.
Yeah. The ones that you're trying to keep off of drugs and alcohol.
But I didn't see. That's the problem. I worked there for 4 months. I didn't do anything. I didn't talk to any kids. I didn't do anything. I was just doing paperwork.
Oh.
Yeah.
In preparation for talking to kids.
So they're better off.
Yeah.
They're better
in
off.
Preparation.
This guy didn't do anything, man.
In preparation for talking to kids for 3 weeks, and then I wasn't going to talk to kids again for like 4 months. It just wasn't. I don't know, man.
Wait,
it just wasn't my thing.
Wait, I think I have part of your training manual here. Stop. Don't. Stop. Don't. Don't.
Matt coined a phrase.
No.
Just say no.
No.
Just say no. They don't know that phrase.
No. So I wore the first day of work. I wore my "Just Do It" shirt. Yeah, and
That's
I feel
sending mixed
that's
messages.
not good,
yeah, I think I sent a terrible mixed message. But I'm happy. On Friday, I'm starting again. And we be a real live teacher.
You start on a Friday?
Yeah, isn't that weird? The superintendent is like, when can
That
you start?
gives them the weekend to think about whether they want you back on Monday.
Well, no, he says when can you start? And I started doing, well, I don't really want to go from one job to another, but then I thought, I haven't really done anything at other job, so it's not like I'm missing anything. Yeah. And the guy goes, how about Friday? And I'm like, yeah, Friday is great. And then
I don't work Fridays. I'm sorry.
Well, here's this. This is beautiful, right? I'm going to Miami in 2 weeks for Super Bowl weekend.
Already taking time off.
Yeah.
Huh?
So I'm like, yeah, man. I go the Friday and the Monday surrounding Super Bowl. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Miami.
Is it in Miami this year?
No, thank God.
Where is
because of what's the first thing he says? Oh, is the Super Bowl in Miami? I'm like, no. And then here's the story I made up. This is it, really fast. My sister's getting married.
Nice.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
My father's gay. Dude, that's crazy.
I couldn't think of anything.
So you're going to start the relationship with a lie. So now you have to follow up with that. He's going to say, hey, how was the wedding? You're going to be like,
great.
It was awesome. And then in a year from now, they're going to be like, hey, Matt, your sister got married in Miami. And you're going to be like, my sister didn't get fucking married in Miami. You're like, this is going to be a lifelong life for you starting your job.
I don't know. I was caught off guard. Because he accused me.
Sister's
Because the
getting
first
married.
thing he said was, is this Super Bowl's in Miami? I said, no, it's in Arizona. That I know for sure. He goes, mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I go, I can show you my ticket. And then I'm like, I'm going to Miami because my sister's getting married. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And then I started the story. They're not, you ready for this? I go, yep. I go, yeah. 45 years. She's alive for 45 years. And she finally got hitched. At age 45, I did. I said all that. I just started rambling.
My God.
I was nervous. I really listen. This job is 5 minutes from my house. It's exactly what I want to do.
You need to make that right
You have
now
to do- you have
because
to do
this is going to come. This is going to come back to haunt
No,
you.
I don't share anything when I'm at work. I won't
The
share
circle of
anything.
trust is founded on a throne of lies.
I don't feel bad about it, but I just
Matt, can you come in here for a minute?
what was
They're
I
going to call you in his
my
office.
aunt got
Is this,
married.
we were just going through your
My-
family
my
tree.
sister-
Your sister
and,
was just in here.
Yeah, she's never got there. Listen, I'll just make sure that I never, ever talk about my sister.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
Matt, we checked the local registry in the courts in Miami-Dade
we wanna
County,
get
and
your
unfortunately, we don't see
No,
your sister's name.
They're going to say, "Oh no, it was my other sister."
Yeah.
It's my other sister. So now he's got two sisters.
It was Miami, Alabama. I'm sorry. There's a
It was my
Miami
half
in
sister.
Alabama.
It was my half sister from Alabama.
Yeah,
No,
we're not related.
It'll be like a Seinfeld thing. Oh, we want to get her a present. Can you give her? We all pitched in. We have $1,000. We want to get her. Where's she registered? I'll be like, at
And then now you got to start a fake GoFundMe,
Howard Street Inn.
Lane Bryant. He's going to say Lane Bryant. He's going to get a check
a
for
fake GoFundMe page, and yeah, it just gets worse and worse. Yes.
Oh man, I didn't even think that was a thing until you see. You guys suck, man.
Well, you were put on the spot.
I'm gonna start my first day and be like, oh man, you guys
It's just
heard
gonna
about
grow,
the
like I said.
When they put you on the spot, just always do the thing you're supposed to do. Fake a seizure.
No, you
Get
know
taken
what?
away by an ambulance.
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say my sister went to San Francisco. She got caught up in all the rain, the floods, and unfortunately, she's gone.
No. Or you could say, my brother-in-law lives down there. I went down there because they were renewing their vows.
Oh, right. But I don't remember the stuff I might have added too much detail to make it sound like that.
All right.
Yeah,
we got to stop talking about this.
Yeah.
This is
man.
bad.
This would be great if the first thing they do is they find this podcast and it's like, oh, okay, so Mr. Liar, okay.
You didn't give him your real last name, did you?
No, of course not. I gave him Ted's last name.
And I'm Mr. Nobody, so
Yeah.
everyone's going to look at me.
I actually used nobody.
Ted Sniffleotopus.
Noah Body.
Ted Lickalotopus.
There you go. All right, so let's get this thing started because we got a lot of stuff to do today. So many weird things are going on in the world.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is a man who takes terrible videos with his crappy flip phone, Mark. Yeah, those videos. Your videos sucked.
No, that was a video of my son playing basketball.
I know.
But it was a video of a video.
But it's like a superlative film quality.
Of a video. No, I was recording. I was playing it back on my laptop and recorded it on my phone. And the original recording, you're right, was shitty. There's two different recordings. There's a kid up in the stands doing it, and then there's a legit recording. I used the one from the stands.
Should I talk to that kid about drugs and alcohol? I mean, is that something that needs to be said?
He's one of your students.
Okay. And a man who I'm pretty sure doesn't own a winter coat. Teddy.
You know what? I'm not here against my will, as far as most people know, but I am being heavily coerced.
What is that? Do you own a winter coat?
You've said that before, and I'm getting nervous because I think it might be true.
I do, but I haven't seen it in years.
So I've never seen you wear a winter coat.
Yeah,
you wear that. That's the coat you're wearing right now. Yeah. Is the coat that's the heaviest thing.
I'm the same way as you. I don't really.
Yeah.
I have a winter coat, but I don't wear it.
It's like bulky, right? You get in the car. You just
We're like kids. Teenagers are like that.
Just run out of the house.
Teens do not wear. They wear sweatshirts.
Just run out of the house with whatever you got on and whatever it is.
Screaming at your mom. I don't need a coat, Mom. You're a bitch. Why you control me? Just like that.
Oh, that's some serious issues there. I didn't say that.
No. Okay. I mean, yeah. Good. All right. So, we're going to start off with something. It's a little on the depressing side, but this weekend, a really important guy in the world of radio, Chicago radio, died. Now, a lot of people outside of Chicago probably won't know this guy's name, but disc jockey Lin Brehmer lost his battle with cancer. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me just do this. Brehmer was a disc jockey in Chicago for about 30 years, a little bit longer even, on WXRT, which is kind of an alternative rock station. Yeah.
Progressive rock.
Progressive rock?
I actually saw the story on the news that he passed away, but actually I never heard of the gentleman until I actually saw his name. Until you mentioned it before, I never even heard of the guy.
I listened to Lin Brehmer since day one. Since 1991, yeah.
Yeah, 1991.
I swear to God.
Yeah, no, I believe it. When I was a kid and we were, I mean, we didn't listen to necessarily Lin Brehmer at this time, but when we were driving, my neighbor, when we were going to high school, he would drive us to high school. And in his car, because he drove, he got to pick, and he always listened to XRT.
And let me just so people know, Lin Brehmer was not like a shock jock like a Howard Stern or anything like that.
Or like Mancow, yeah.
No, he played music.
Yeah,
but
like
in between
Casey,
music,
Casey
he would
Kasem,
he talked and he was funny, he was smart, he was awesome. It just sucks. I've been reading a lot of stuff about it and watching a lot of stuff and just going back and listening to Lin's Bin, which was a little thing that he did. He would taking questions and he would answer the questions in a real articulate, funny, witty way, weaving like cultural stuff in and out, relations to music and things like that, answering the question. It was pretty funny. But he was a guy that I listened to when I was in high school in the mornings getting ready for school, because he would come on, play great fucking music, and then talk a little bit, and then you just got to get to know him. You felt like you knew him, and it's just it was a long time.
Right, but that was the thing. So XRT played music no one else did. Now, if
you know what their motto is? Like Lin would say, we play whatever we want, whenever we want.
Right. And so here's the weird part about this, right? So he's playing music you can't hear. Now, if you're not in your 40s and 50s, you probably didn't listen to the radio, right? But that disc jockey was your only connection to music, right? Like right now, we have at the tip of our fingers every song played
Apple
by everyone,
Music,
right?
Spotify,
Everywhere,
YouTube,
right?
whatever. Yeah, you don't need.
But back in the day, you had to turn on the radio.
Yeah, DJs turned you on to news groups
and there were
new music,
right,
yeah.
and there were two kinds of there were just two kinds of radio stations. A station like XRT where they could play anything they wanted. They could play like B-sides, and they could play songs from groups that you wouldn't hear. And then there was the other one, and they did this. It was top 40, right? And they played the same top.
Casey Kasem.
Yeah, they played the same top 40 songs, but even when they had like rock and roll stations, they just played the same songs over and over again.
They could only play certain artists and certain songs by those artists, and that was it.
I remember being in summer camp when I was a kid, and I remember whatever remote area I was in, whatever radio station they had out there, they played the same song, literally every other song. It was Bob Seger, Against the Wind. I'm like, oh my God, if I hear Bob Seger, Against the Wind one more time. I liked it the first time, but not the 1,000th time.
Yeah.
But what's cool about XRT too is they broadcasted on Belmont Avenue.
Oh yeah, right in the neighborhood.
Forever. Right in the neighborhood on Belmont. And and they were owned by, like Lin tells a story that when he started with XRT in 1984 as a program director, they were owned by a guy named Dan. That was it. He's like, and Dan was like, yeah, that sounds good, whatever, and because he trusted in Lin Brehmer to pick the music, and by pick the music I mean whatever he liked or whatever they liked and whatever the DJs agreed to, they played, and that's how their catalog grew. It's enormous, and he didn't. XRT's been around since like 50 years now, so they've been around since 1972, 73, yeah. So it's 50 years now. So he joined in late, but they were always kind of like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And here's the thing: as radio went on through the 90s and the 2000s, companies were buying up stations, and they were just creating like country western. Mm-hmm. And these are the country western songs you played. If you went around to some big cities, a corporation could own every single country western station in 20 cities and play the exact same music, and it was just the same thing over and over and over again. And the cool thing about XRT was that they just played anything, right?
But so they did get bought by CBS.
They ended up getting bought by CBS.
Yeah, but they didn't change them.
Right. I mean, I think that was one of the things that when I was looking at that was one of the things. But here's the thing: when you talk about music, music is special. And when you're listening to music, especially like when you listen to songs from the 80s and the 90s and all that kind of stuff, or 70s, whatever, you're not so much listening to music, you're listening to memories. Yeah. Right? Because, I mean, the music takes you back to places and people and things. I mean, it's really powerful. I want you to think about this. There are probably songs right now that you could listen to that could remind you of a house that you lived in when you were a kid.
Bob Seger, Against the Wind.
Yeah. Reminds you of summer camp, right? I mean, here, I'll give you an example. And when my sister hears this, she's going to laugh, but Three Dog Night, Joy to the World. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chuck Negron.
Yeah, I had that 45. If you don't know what a 45 is, it's just a single record. Okay, just a little single. It had 2 songs on each side.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one with the big donut hole?
Yeah,
that's one. As opposed to the little
and you put the little yellow thing in there to make it not fly all.
You had to pull it up.
Yeah. So my sister and I this is how I remember Three Dog Night. Number one, it absolutely reminds me of my Aunt Linda, who turned me on to that song. It was her favorite song, and it became my favorite song. But when I think of that song, I think of sitting in my room in a summer day, the windows open, my sister and I.
Let's hear it. Open it up.
Joy to the world.
Man. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That's what I want to do.
Was a good friend of mine. But it just reminds me of a summer day. I'm like, I don't know, 8, 10 years old. My sister's 7 years old.
Got the door locked, got a sock. You're ready to rock and roll.
Oh, shithead. No.
Where are you going?
No, we're just listening to the song, enjoying the song. I mean, it takes you back to a place. I mean, there's got to be right now, there's probably a song that you associate with meeting your wife, right, Mark? I mean, is there a song that you kind of think about that takes you back to that thing, right?
No, but I always joke about that. I always say that's our wedding song. We didn't really have a wedding song, but
I love that's a great joke.
No.
Oh, that's sad. Okay, well, I was really hoping you were going to say yes.
She's not big into music like I am, but we have like other things like places and movies.
Yeah, okay, but we're not talking about places.
I know,
no,
music. No,
but what I'm
the
saying
music for me. What you're saying is you're absolutely right. It brings you back to a time and a moment that you know that. What am I trying to say here? You know, you hear a song for the first time, you love the song, you never forget where you heard it, and you always go back to that place and time. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And, to get back on Lin Brehmer, he was great at introducing Chicago listeners to new bands. Like, they're one of the first stations to ever play Cheap Trick.
I love Cheap
They're
Trick.
one of the
I played
first-
golf with Cheap Trick, by the way. Thank
Did
you.
you really?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
They're one
Yes,
of
I
the
did.
first, they're a band from Rockford. They're one of the first stations to play Smashing Pumpkins, Wilco or Uncle Tupelo, Poi Dog Pondering, like bands that became really famous that started in Chicago that played on XRT, but no other radio station until they got popular,
Well, yeah, because if it's not popular, like you sent me that interview with Lin Brehmer, and
Yeah.
I love this one. He was one of the first people to have U2 on.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So-
that's when he was in New York, in Albany, yeah.
Yeah, so when he was in New York, they
Yeah.
had on U2, and they would just started, okay? And they're like, hey, could you cover these guys?
Bono was 19 years old.
Yeah.
Before he turned into a major dick and a what do you call it?
What?
He became. We're
We're going
went
down
nuts.
negative town
No,
now.
I'm
We're
saying
trying
he-
to-
he-
come on,
no,
Ted.
but he
Ted
went
just took a left
no,
down
but he
negative
went crazy,
town
but
on
he
a
went
on a
crazy.
red light.
No, but what the deal was is that they said, like, hey, man, we got this band. Can you talk to these guys? And he's just like, yeah, okay, fine. And he listened to the music, and he's like, I really like the music. And he goes, I think they can be big. And so he had him on the show, and he goes, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Bono.
Boner.
Bono.
And Bono says, literally, and he's 19 years old, and he goes, it's Bono, like mono.
Yeah.
And then he tells a story that he's 24, he's interviewing Bono, and he's asking idiot 24-year-old questions, and he says at this point Bono is unbelievably articulate, just saying all these fantastical things, and just being this person that you knew he was going to be. Someone who's an advocate. He had a voice, and he was whether you're like Ted and you hate him or
No, I don't hate him. I'm just saying. I think later he just became a little bit more. He became like more self-important than he really was. I think he became a little bit of a prima donna. I mean, just as way when they were super successful.
Right. But
I think,
think,
by the way, he's nothing like that. He's not.
I mean,
He's still very grounded.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he had something he wanted to say, right?
Yeah,
he
they're
was
Irish. Well, it's a political statement because
Yeah.
they're Irish. I don't know if it's like the Protestants versus the Catholics out
Right.
there. I don't know what's going on with a lot of songs with the
There's
IRA.
there's a lot of fighting
with the
too.
IRA.
Orange and
yeah.
green.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah,
so
but it was an interesting concept that he was talking about.
Sure.
Where they're in there, and it was just kind of an interesting thing. And it's a shame when someone who kind of guides you through. And again, that DJ, and I don't want to get on this too much, and we'll get off it, but the DJ was your guide to music.
Yep.
I mean, he really was. He or she, they were the ones that gave you the music because they were the only ones who could. I mean,
they had the access.
They had the access to that music, and,
Good
and,
point,
if, and if they made it so that you could only hear these 25 songs, that's cool. But when they opened it up so that you could hear all these things, and I'm a big music guy, and while I didn't listen to XRT a lot, I was more, like when I heard rap for the first time, when I heard Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. I mean, that changed my life. I mean, I still listen to that crap today, and I fucking love it. I'll dance around the gym listening to that stuff. So it's
nice. I just got one funny music story. So I remember I had an older car. I think it was a Toyota Tercel 4-speed, and the radio didn't work except for one station. It was the hardest core gangster rap. That's the only station that came in clear. Everything else was like shh. It was like snow. It was like the static. But that one station, I think it was like an AM station. But it couldn't be. It had to be a FM station. But it was loud and clear. But it was the most hardcore gangster rap. So of course I listened to it because
Well, come on. I mean, if you weren't, I mean, in my world and my friends, if you weren't listening to Eazy-E and NWA, I mean, you there wasn't even music. I mean, I know a lot of my friends like rock and roll guys and everything, and they still listen to that, and I do. But yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I'll take a little Eazy-E any day of the week, man. Yeah. With the windows down, with the windows down and the system up, man. I love that.
He
shit.
gone, right?
That's Eminem. That's Eminem.
Yeah. No, he's way gone.
Yeah.
He got to AIDS, man.
He got the HIV.
Yeah, he got the HIV, baby. Yeah.
Okay, before we get off the subject real quick, my only DJ story I have, I met Eddie and Jobo
Oh my goodness.
at a strip bar. No, not a strip bar. It was like a nightclub. It was years ago. They were doing some promo there, and I remember they were just slightly discourteous. Yeah, I mean they were very articulate because they got the DJ voice. They were very well spoken. But yeah, they were.
Hey man, who's this jackalope coming up on us?
Exactly.
Hey man, buzz off.
That's the cocaine talking. That's the cocaine talking.
Eddie and Jobo just fucking with Teddy right now. Oh yeah. Yeah. Half past the hour, 7:45.
Yeah, no,
6:10. All right.
no one has so much energy.
all the noises.
Yeah. Oh man, I hated that stuff. You know what? I am so glad I never listened to any of that crap. I'm so glad I listened to like Johnny B and Stephen Gary.
More like Eddie and Joe Blow.
Oh man, yeah, I never got that. You know somebody I love before we get off, and I'll do Murphy in the Morning on Q1.
Oh, Murphy in the Morning was great.
Love Murphy in the Morning.
He was yeah.
There's Eric and Kathy.
With Little Johnny, Animal Stories, right?
Oh, no, that's Larry Lujak.
That was Larry Lujak. That's right.
Oh my
Lujak,
God.
yeah, Larry Lujak was great too.
Dude,
that's when I was really young though. That was the
Yeah,
70s.
That was so.
Yeah,
much
Murphy
fun.
in the Morning was cool though. He was crazy. The straight jacket.
Yeah,
yeah.
the ambulance, Murphy's ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so much fun. Okay, so we're not going on the way back trip anymore. Teddy, you need to do Ted's tips. Are you ready?
Well, I am now since we've been talking about other stuff for the last 45 minutes now. No, just kidding.
I didn't even remember. Did you ever? Oh, you did introduce Ted.
It's been so long. We were talking about something.
I said the asshole over there.
Yeah, by the way, you never asked me what my favorite music was. Well, forget it now. That ship is sailed. Right?
We know what it is. You want to be an opera singer.
Yeah. No, I know what it is. Teddy wants to be a cowboy.
And you can be my cowgirl.
Yeah. No. Okay, so you are ready?
Yes.
Okay, so no song today. I just didn't feel like singing.
That's okay.
I don't know why.
You know. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. You know.
What is going on? Teddy's drinking coffee instead of Knob Creek and Crown Royal. So now he's out of coffee.
He's dry.
Yeah, and since we don't edit, Teddy, there ain't no stopping now. So sorry, buddy. You'll have to grab your. You want to what? You're gonna make somebody. Ain't nobody in my house gonna make you a cup of coffee.
Can you call the waitress?
Yeah, that shit ain't happening. Teddy,
No, I was gonna make my own coffee.
So you're gonna get up and go make coffee.
Well, not now.
No,
Obviously.
you
just called me
Okay.
out.
So let me do our sponsor real fast, and then we'll get to your Ted's tips for 20s.
Well, not my tip. The audience's tip.
Oh, right. What they want to hear.
What they want to hear.
I will get to that. I will get to that.
I'm just a foot servant at this point.
You are, yeah, just a foot servant. Okay. Excuse me. You've heard of Carfax, the service that lets you know if the car you want to buy has been damaged. Now you can find out the most important thing about your new car with Carfax. Carfax will let you know how many people have had sex in your car. You don't want to end up buying a rolling brothel or sit every day on your long car ride to work in a rolling semen tank. Just call Carfax and we'll let you know what kind of action your new ride has seen. This service should not be confused with Carfuck, the company that can tell you how many people have actually had sex with your car. Call Carfucks today and get some peace of mind about who's had a piece of ass in your car.
That's a good one.
They have they've got a store in Park Ridge.
Carfucks?
Yeah. It's like a drive-through.
Is it next to?
It's an inspection center. You drive through.
And they blacklight your car?
They blacklight your car. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're right over by the train tracks next to Harp
And
Fiddle.
it's across the street from the Zero Fucks store that where they just don't give a shit about your feelings. You know?
No, you know what I feel? I feel like if somebody blacklighted my car, just because I'm constantly masturbating, that my steering wheel and my gear shift would be covered in it. But yeah,
and they'd be able to see your posters. Matt's got those blacklight posters in his car.
So just real quick on that topic, it actually reminded me of a story. So I guess Geico was sued by a woman. So a man had sex with a woman in his car. It was his car, and so he was having sex with his girlfriend. She caught a venereal disease, and then she ended up suing Geico, his auto insurance company, saying that because she was injured in his car, it should be covered. And actually, like a jury awarded her $5 million.
No way.
That's
but
bullshit.
then the appeals court reversed the decision. But yeah, because she said it was an injury, but it wasn't like a car crash. Yeah. So, but that was interesting how they interpreted that.
an injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Injury of the
I got to
heart.
tell you something. I'm looking at Ted's forehead. Man, your scar is healing good.
Thank you. It's like
Is Harry Potter?
It's
Are
like
you putting like vitamin E stuff on it?
I got like a silicone spray.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I use saliva.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh God, I don't want to know that. Okay, so Teddy, your tip. I don't remember. I think it was Kenny from Montana. Was that? I think there's Kenny from Montana. Okay. Sent us a thing, and here's
Thank
what
you,
he.
Kenny.
I know it wasn't Hannah from Montana.
No, Hannah. Oh God. And here's what he wants to know. He wants to know what should he do or where should he go on his first Valentine's Day date. So he said it's coming up, his first Valentine's date, and he wants to know what he should do for his first Valentine's. So what is your tip, Teddy?
Well, Kenny, thanks for reaching out. And, I actually thought about this in a little more detail, and I was going to suggest a location, but that would have been too, simplistic. So, because, for example, our worldwide audience, they might not know what Outback Steakhouse is or Red Lobster our friends around the world, perhaps.
Oh yeah. Let me. What? Zimbabwe,
Brazil, Germany,
Zimbabwe, Germany, and there's another Mozambique. Was that Mozambique that are new countries? So yeah. So I'm pretty sure Zimbabwe does not have an outback.
So I can't talk about local places to go. But actually, the tip is actually this: it's not about where to go. Don't worry about the location or a gift exchange on your first Valentine's date.
Focus on the sex.
Again. So I'm going to go in a little detail here. So 1 year, Kenny, signifies, in my humble opinion, a potential serious burgeoning relationship that could potentially lead to marriage and something that's going to last you the rest of your life, or it could be a dumpster fire if you guess wrong. If you guess wrong. So here's what you're going to look for, Kenny. It doesn't matter what the activity is on your first Valentine's date. Here's what you're looking for. You want to look for, and this applies to men and women too, look for if your partner is grateful or ungrateful at the end of that whatever you do on that first date, because that's going to be a clue to the future. So it goes back to a tip that I've yet to discuss, but I will in the future. Do you know what you're looking at? Do you know what you're looking at? And what that means is that in school, for example, they tell you when you're going to have a test, right? Hey, everybody, we're going to have a test on Friday. Get ready, blah, blah, blah. Or we're going to have a quiz. But in real life, they don't announce it. It just, it's everything's a pop quiz. It just comes. It's right there. And if you don't know what you're looking at, and you could guess wrong. And what that means, Kenny, is this. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here. Okay, it can mean the difference between celebrating your 25th anniversary with this individual or making 18 years worth of child support payments to her and her new boyfriend and subsidizing their life. So know what you're looking at, Kenny.
Wow. Right now, Kenny is thinking, dude, I'm looking for a place to take my date.
No, I mean it wasn't. What should he do? I mean, but I mean that's what though. If it's your first Valentine's, it could be 3 weeks, right? And then you got stuck. You started dating somebody in the middle of January, and now you're fucked. You got to do something for.
Do you guys have you ever done anything for Valentine's Day, Ted?
Maybe.
Have you, Matt?
I have, and most of the time, if you go out on a holiday like that, it's usually a shit show.
It's first of all, it's a Hallmark holiday. It's complete bullshit. And I had Valentine's Day was big when you were like in 6th and 7th grade. Girls like, I wanted something, if you had a girl, and you played that. But once you get a little bit older, you realize this is fucking bullshit.
So once you hit 13, Valentine's Day is bullshit.
Right around the time I hit 15, 16, sophomore high school, I was dating this girl. And I said, "Yeah, I don't do that. I'm not fucking going to get overpriced chocolate the day before. I don't do it."
Wow! And
she was like pissed at me, and that's when Ted's tips. I knew I got to get out of this now.
It's grateful versus ungrateful.
I'm like, dude, we're not on the same page. Yeah. So I never ever. I had one girl as an adult that I dated in college. She was into it. I had to get her something. And I did. And I went to this florist. I'll never forget this. I went to this florist. I had to work on Valentine's Day. She was at my apartment. I'm driving home from work. I had to stop and get some fucking flowers. I go in there. 1 rose in this florist. And you know where this florist is. They're not, I think they're still there. They're by Golf Mill. 1 rose.
Right.
$40.
Yeah, because you're a dickhead who waited until Valentine's Day to buy something. You're lucky he didn't make you blow him.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't buy it.
So Kenny, listen up. Kenny in Montana. It's not about the amenities. It's about the company you keep.
Oh my God.
And by the way, in my opinion, flowers are for funerals. So that's just my personal opinion. That's the most time. That's the only time I've seen the most flowers is in a graveyard or at a funeral or a wake. Just get something else. Don't get the flowers.
Wow. You know what though? Right. I mean, I will say that it's more for dating than for
It's a Hallmark holiday. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Mark, we get
all right. So
we get this. So your wife's gonna be home crying every
she's with me 100%. I mean, we're soulmates, man. She's with me. She's like, yeah, it's bullshit. We're not going out to dinner on Valentine's Day. I don't.
She's out with her friends badmouthing you right now, right?
No,
this dickhead isn't gonna get me anything.
Here's my line. I'll tell you my line. I don't need some fucking card company to tell me when to buy you flowers or when to take you to dinner. I buy her flowers all the time, and I take her to dinner all the time. As a matter of fact, I don't take her to dinner. We go to dinner together. So I don't need an excuse. Valentine's Day is like an excuse where somebody who doesn't do anything with their significant other all year long, now here's a day where, okay, let's go out.
That does, you know what? Okay.
But
let's
let's assume that everybody's not on the same wavelength as you and your wife.
Unfortunately, you're right.
And you're just getting to know that person. So I'm just saying. So we're always looking for clues about what their true behaviors are.
No, I'm not trying to shit on your tip.
No, not at all. But I'm just saying that when you're getting to know somebody, like 1 year could be a potential deal breaker in terms of I could be with this person for the next 5 or 10 years, and it could be great, or it could be a nightmare that sidetracks my life, and and I'm living in a 1-bedroom at the YMCA with pizza boxes piled up and watching reruns.
Hey, now it's not so bad.
Yeah,
pizza. Ted, I love pizza,
and I love boxes.
You know many.
That's true. There's also
you know many different toppings there are for pizza.
So listen. I know, Matt, you got some stuff you want to talk about.
Go ahead.
But I saw this article, and I had I can bring it up. I don't know if you guys heard about this. So here's the headline. The lights have been on at a Massachusetts school for over a year because no one could turn them off.
I saw that.
Did you see this? It's an elementary school that was built like 10 years ago, and they built it. It's like a green school, and everything is like technology forward. So the lighting system is set by a software. Okay. So the lights go on at a certain time. So the software basically operates the entire lighting system. Well, COVID and the supply chain command, the software is now dated, and it can't get updated. So there's over 7,000 lights that have not been turned on in almost 2 years. That's not been turned off in almost 2 years.
So the lights are on, but nobody's home, is what you're saying.
Well, they're there, but even when they're not there, so it's costing the taxpayers a small fortune.
Can't they just unplug it?
That's the thing.
Is there like a big 20-volt plug that you plug in there? And
Ted, that's what I said.
Plug it
this article gets into detail. They've been trying to figure it out for fucking almost 2 years. Yeah. There's nothing they could do.
Cut the red wire. Just cut the red wire.
It's a software issue. It's all. It's not.
It seems.
They have to.
So
the
crazy.
teachers have to literally unplug, take light bulbs out.
Okay,
like
so you can't unscrew the light bulbs. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like our basement. They have to. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you can't, if you're trying to show a video or trying to show something on a monitor or something, you can't turn the lights off, right? It's crazy.
I think it's about time for a suspicious fire and an insurance claim. What do you think?
Well, here, and I'll tell you something funny. At the school I worked at for 20 some odd years, they built an addition, right? And they went ahead and they wired everything up for technology, all the internet. They wired it all up, or allegedly they wired it all up. And they never used any of the stuff, right? No one ever checked it. Chicago. Chicago. No one ever checked it, right? So it came time. They're like, hey, Matt, we need to get computers in every classroom, and you're the guy. I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy, man. I'll do it. And I went through, and I'm plugging in all this stuff, and nothing works. Not one single outlet works, right? And I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm just like, I go, you know what? I'm not like a wiring genius or anything. I go, but nothing in this.
You're the guy.
Yeah. I go, there's a 2-story building. There's 30 rooms. Nothing works in any of them. So I said, listen. I know a guy.
Did you start sweating profusely?
No. I'm not in charge. I said, I know a guy who works on wiring and stuff. I said, I'm going to bring him in. I'll buy him lunch. It's all good. And I'm going to take him up to the wire room and everything, the computer room, and we're going to take a look at it. It turns out that they took it, they put it into the wall. They just took these wires and stuffed them into the wall, and he unscrewed some stuff and was connected to nothing. Yeah, since they knew. No, listen, they knew that no one would ever check it. So instead of spending, man hours, the hundreds or tens of thousands of dollars.
That guy's, you have to be an approved. You know what hard it is to become a vendor for CPS?
Oh yeah.
The school can't just call anybody. It has to be off the list,
right.
And it takes a process to get on that list,
right?
Because it's guaranteed money. They pay union wages.
And you want to hear the funniest part?
Bribes or kickbacks. This is serious business.
Right. Oh yeah, there's tons.
Well, it used to be.
Here's the funniest part. So I tell my boss, I said, listen, here it is, and we walk up and we do it, right? And so he sends a strongly worded email to the people. He's like, because our new thing is it's like less than a year old. I started literally, they just built it, and I started a few months later, and we're checking it out, and he sends it, and then here's what they did. They fined our school because I brought in a guy to look at it, and he literally unscrewed this to do it, and they literally threatened my boss's job. They literally threatened his job because he let an unauthorized person
vendor,
do this.
Yeah.
Not the fact that we found out that this was fucked up.
Well, that's called dysfunctional, obviously. They didn't see the forest for the trees on that one. So, whoever made that decision, that's the person who should be fired for, obviously, poor management and oversight.
At no point did anybody, as far as I know, at no point did anybody lose any money, have to pay back any money.
Probably still doing business.
It's some hardcore gaslighting there, blaming the person who found the problem.
And it was, I'm going to tell you, it was 20, 30 G's worth of dough to have people come in and redo all of that.
And that's just low voltage wiring for internet and
just for internet
connectivity.
Yeah.
To,
is that crazy?
It's okay. The taxpayers will pay for it. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, it was one of those things where I was outraged, and then I just stopped caring. Man, I was like, yeah, okay. You know what? And the only thing I could think of is, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have just saved that money. Yeah,
could be worse. At least you guys could turn the lights off. This school.
So we got two stories: the lights that can't be turned off, and the lights that can't be turned on. I like that.
It's funny, and as taxpayers are flipping the bill for this, the lights not being turned off. But.
Here, you know what? I'll amp this up. So my boss, that principal, and the principal before him, both embezzled from the school hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Of course.
Yeah. They both embezzled. So this is the funniest story ever. So before I got hired, there was a woman. It was,
they're gone.
They're long gone.
Okay.
Long gone. But there's a woman who's a principal.
Yeah.
She literally stole $200,000. Okay, roughly about $250.
Slot machines aren't free.
So are you ready for this? Then she was at an end. She retired. Then my new boss came. He did the same thing. He had a gambling problem. Nice guy, gambling problem.
Baccarat tables aren't free.
He stole somewhere around $80,000. Okay, and it was all cash money.
So it wasn't as bad.
Schools have a lot of cash.
A lot of petty cash.
Now you ready?
Yeah.
So the woman who had stole $250, she got let go, and they just kind of like moved on and let go.
Yeah.
A few years later, she comes to collect her pension. Okay.
Oh.
And they say
they still.
No. They say, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
you can start collecting after the first $250,000, and we get all our money back.
Good.
You ready? She filed a lawsuit to get all of her money. She said that she deserved all of it, and she didn't have to pay anything back.
Well, she has a lot of chutzpah, and I'll give her that.
I remember reading about this in the paper. I don't remember how it played out though.
Yeah,
she ended up sued to get her pension.
She ended up not getting it. But here's the funniest part. So we had two,
and that cost us money too.
Of course,
that litigation.
So we had two principals in a row, right? And the other guy, I was there for him. He was a nice guy. I mean, I was a little pissed when he got fired. Like the day before he got fired, he comes up to me, he goes, Matt, he goes,
hold this.
No. Listen, this is what he says, and this is what really
hold this for me,
out.
Matt. I'll be back tomorrow.
he goes, oh man, he goes, I got to step down. I'm like, oh, what's the matter? He goes, this is what he said to me. He goes, I got cancer. This is what he told me. I'm not fucking with you.
Rectal cancer.
No, and he was a neighbor. He lived. My kids played with his kids. He was a great boss. He was a great boss. He was stealing, and he let me do whatever I want.
Did he have cancer?
No, Mark, he did not have cancer. So
I
come in the next day.
I felt sorry for him.
Of course he didn't have cancer.
I hate cancer.
I come in the next day. There's news cameras everywhere, ABC, NBC, everywhere. And I walk in and I go, oh my God! I go, are they here because Bob has cancer? No, listen, I don't know any better.
You big
one
dummy.
One of the teachers, she closes the door and she goes, that motherfucker stole money. He ain't even dying. I hope he does die. That was, and it was just like, and this is all, I just learned this in like 10 seconds. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. She goes, he stole fucking money. He wasn't dying of cancer.
This is such a big
I'm in his
thing.
office
It's a
crying.
huge thing.
I'm in his office crying with him. 2 days earlier, I'm in his office crying because he's telling me he has terminal fucking cancer.
But he's really crying because he knows he's fucked.
You know what he should have told you? Instead of saying he's stepping down, he should have said, I'm going out for milk and a carton of milk and a pack of cigarettes, and I'll be right back.
Matt, can you hang on to you hang on to this petty cash while I step out?
Actually, we need you at the poker table.
Dude, it was. I'm telling you,
these people that steal from the children in the school districts should just be just put on an island.
Well, I mean,
my grandma's neighbor in Michigan did the same thing.
There was a woman. She said her kid had cancer, and she had a GoFundMe page, and it was all made up. It's like the worst of the worst. Or the woman who took the home. You hear about the story in New Jersey? She got a lousy 3 years. So basically, there was a real homeless guy. So she made up a story that says the homeless guy gave her $20, his last $20 in his pocket. So her and her, a-hole co-conspirator boyfriend started a GoFundMe page to help this veteran.
Yeah,
they raised like $800,000. Of course, they spent it on luxury cars and Louis Vuitton handbags and vacations before they were busted. And then we got to see her silly looking face with her mugshot. She's going to serve 3 years in clump fed. So
that is terrifying. Okay, so I really want to bring it down. I'm going to take this down right here.
Down right now.
Have you guys seen in the news recently that former pro tennis player Pam Shriver Have you see
I did.
this?
I did see that story.
No,
I didn't read the story.
So,
but yeah,
so here's the deal. This is what she says. Okay, she's a former pro. She says tennis has to put an end to coaches sleeping with players. Did you even know that was a thing?
First of all, a lot of tennis players are very young. It's a young person's sport.
Right.
You're talking about pros that are like 15.
Well, you could extrapolate that to like
old.
track and field. I mean, anything where there's like a one. Anytime there's like a one-on-one coach, something's
like
got to go down.
yeah, but no, I guess
so.
gymnastics are young, but I mean, pro tennis players are young.
Yeah, but there's like one player and there's one coach that's with them all the time,
All
so
the
you
time.
can see
From-
the
Yeah,
you can
how
see
they
that.
start when they're really little, like 8-10 years old.
How old is she now?
She's a little bit younger.
I don't even
than
know who
us.
this is, but so
She
she's
was a player
in
back
her
in
late
the. She was a
40s
player
or
back in the
40s.
70s. She was a player back in the 70s.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's about our age, right around
So
there.
so what did she say?
So she said they have to stop this, and I thought, and I'm thinking, doesn't the crime stop? I mean, like laws stop this, right? But yeah, so these people are doing this. So there's a player, Fiona Farrow, who just she came out. She's very young. She's probably 17 or 18 now, but she said that her coach was assaulting her for years.
Oh my God.
Well, you know what? Obviously, you saw what happened to that guy. What's his name? Harvey Weinstein. I'm sure that they can go after the coach if she was underage at the time, and they could do the same thing to this
Well, I mean, what
person.
about that? I mean, here's what I'm thinking.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Here's something. Where are the parents in this? Where
Yeah,
are you just leaving
that's
your
the first thing that comes to my
daughter? Are you
mind,
that into your daughter possibly being a professional tennis player that you would leave her with some asshole, and then your daughter feels so uncomfortable because of there has to be, right?
You don't see any red flags? I don't.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Your daughter feels so uncomfortable about talking about this that she won't even tell you that this guy is fucking with her? That seems really weird to me, man. I mean, that seems like a parent thing, not a kid thing. I mean,
so she's blown the whistle on something that's been going on for a long time.
for a long fucking
But it's
time.
funny, like, why do we need Pam Shriver to tell us that? Like, not one like potential victim like came forward in
Who
all
else
these
has
years.
come-
So we
has-
needed Pam Shriver, who's like been long retired from the game. I remember her name, but
Right.
she's been out of tennis for like 40 years.
Right. Why is she ringing the bell now?
what-
But
who-
I'm saying no actual player who's was allegedly assaulted, like if they were underage, came forward to this day.
Has any,
Is
how
it that,
long ago
is it that
did-
close of a fraternity?
So I think well, this girl just came out. This Fiona girl just came out. But I think a lot of it is I think it's pressure from the parents. And I mean, do you want to stand up? I mean, listen, do you want to stand up as a kid in front of all the people in the whole world and take the abuse of and saying, hey, this guy did this, and then have, of course, what's the first thing the guy's going to say? I didn't do it. She's a fucking liar. And then you have to go through all that bullshit.
That's the way it works.
Right.
That's why nobody comes forward.
Right.
But yeah.
Right. That's, I mean, what
does John McEnroe? What does Johnny Mac say about all this? I want to hear his opinion.
I did not hear anything about that. But here's another thing. So this is weird. Helena Dokic, okay, she's a tennis player, young tennis player. She's a little bit older actually. She actually said her old man used to beat her. Actually physically beat her. Hit her, pulled her hair, spit in her face, punched her, kicked her. That was what he did. And it was, are you ready for this? Right in front of other people. Like on the tennis court.
I coached basketball, and it was our 7th grade team. Actually, they were 6th graders. We were playing up in the 7th grade. There was a dad that went ape shit on his son. And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Our team was really good, and we were playing up a level, so no one was going to ever beat us. And we never ran the score up, but we played the game. They lost bad. After the game, in the hallway, it was the last game of the night, so it was their team and our team, and we're leaving. This guy was horrible on the court yelling. I had to call the director in to come in and tell this guy to sit the fuck down and stop because he was being abusive from the bench, and the referees had enough of it, so the referees were going to call the game. So they made him go sit in the stands, and the other coach after the game, in front of all the parents and everybody, he was in the hallway motherfucking his son. He's like, you're a piece of shit. You're an embarrassment to me. You're embarrassing. All you do is play your video games at home. You can't do this. He was screaming. And the other parents were right there. And he was doing it. He was talking to the team. And he turned to his son and started doing, like, he didn't even know where he was. He was out of his mind. And he's telling him, you're all about Fortnite. That's all you do. You're fucking Fortnite. You're a piece of shit. He's like, I'm embarrassed that you're my son. I'm not kidding you.
No, listen, I honestly 100% believe it.
So I'm coming out, and my team's coming out, and we come into this, and I put everybody back inside. I go, this is crazy. I'm like, I call Kenny. I'm like, get out here. Someone's got to get out here. And I wrote a letter. I'm like, this is nuts.
Was it a strongly worded letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was strongly worded.
Yeah, it was.
No, but listen, parents.
Well, we see this all the time
at
Little League baseball games, soccer matches. There's always that parent that just goes a little bit too far. They assault the referees or the coaches.
Hey, I got
and
it.
They have to get arrested.
Dude, I got it when I was umpiring Little League. Like I was like 16.
Well, you know,
I umpired when I was 12.
Why don't you just make the right call?
Yeah.
And we want to come out there and say something to you.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this guy.
Be a better umpire, man.
Wait, how many fingers am I holding up? No, it's 4.
Yeah, no, this guy was shit stew drunk, and he's screaming at me. And here's the weird part. So I'm 16.
Buttermaker.
This kid's like 12, right? And finally, a couple of dads, it's because back in the day, a couple of dads just fucking take him away. And a 12-year-old kid comes to me when I'm 16, and he says, I'm sorry. Dude.
Because it was his dad?
Yeah, because it was his dad.
Yeah, that's sad.
And I'm telling you right now, that is, I was too much of a piece of shit to really appreciate it, but right now, I couldn't even imagine a 10-year-old, 12-year-old having to apologize to a fucking kid about his piece of shit dad, who's clearly, this guy was real, and he was very specific. He was very specific. I wasn't sure
about all the things he wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I like girls, but when I was done, I wasn't 100% sure I didn't like boys because he was very specific about what I was.
Okay.
Yeah, he was very, very specific.
Well, at least he gave you a roadmap to where you might end up. So you should thank him for that. Assuming he's not dead or in jail by now.
Yeah. Okay. So we can't go. I can't go 2 weeks without doing this. But guys, George Santos has not taken any of our advice.
He's still around. My prediction.
Right. But
I heard he's a drag. I heard he's a drag queen who proposed.
You said he would be gone in 7 days.
7 days.
Wait. Now I heard. So I did read an article that said
not only is he still around.
So I heard he was like dressing like a woman. Then he said he dressed up as a woman just for fun. But then he said he's a drag queen who allegedly proposed to his underage male boyfriend. It just keeps getting worse.
Listen,
it keeps getting worse.
And none of that
got worse.
None of that is a thing, right? Because here's the focus I want to get on. If you've noticed, no one is jumping out, right, and like saying that he should go, right? You don't really hear a lot of that.
They did today. McCarthy just said yesterday because he's being accused of breaking some laws.
Okay, so
he said if he's found guilty of breaking the law,
I did read that.
He will be removed from. We'll see him removed from Congress. But that,
right.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you why no one is jumping on the let's get rid of George Santos.
Because the Republicans need a majority.
No. Here's why, Teddy. Because a whole bunch of people have decided that they're going to fact check everybody in Congress.
Oh.
Yeah, and now they are shitting in their pants for all the lies that they have told. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of people like we're going through everybody in Congress, and we're going to check all the things that they say, and they are absolutely shitting in their pants right now.
Okay, as a preemptive move, just in case that investigation gets to this basement here. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't go to Harvard Law School. Okay, I went to Harvard, but I was working in the cafeteria.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, I said, but I did go to Harvard.
I'm not sure where you're going with this.
I went to Harvard twice.
Because you're not a liar like him, Ted.
Yeah,
but you know
not at all.
Here's what's funny.
Ted does
but
dress
you're
like
right. You're right. There's probably a lot of congressmen and
yeah.
congresswomen that have lied or cheated on their resumes to some point or said something and it's not true and they're going to fact check them. But I guarantee you that this guy is the Mount Rushmore of all of them. There's nobody that's going to come close to the shit he's got.
You can lie, but I think he's so over the top lying about everything that even they can't look the other way.
It goes on and on. His mom dying and being in the tower, or dying in it, or being in the tower, and it's nuts. It goes way. John Lovitz was on Jimmy Fallon. Or Jimmy Kimmel. No, Jimmy Fallon.
They're both the same person. What's the difference? They're the same entity.
You got me mixed up.
They're the same entity. Who
Dude,
cares?
it was the funniest shit. John Lovitz is still around, man. He's getting it done. He was on the show. He played George Santos.
He plays that compulsive liar guy, right?
But he did a George Santos. So he dressed up like George Santos, got on the thing, and just started like going at it. It was fucking hilarious.
You know what they're calling him, the talented Mr. Ripley. That's the movie with Matt Damon where he lied about everything to like ingratiate himself with.
The one I was thinking was The Distinguished Gentleman with Eddie Murphy, when he gets in by somebody else's name and he's ready to scam. He just gets into Congress.
Yeah,
it was a great,
right.
great movie. But yeah, that's the one where he's like he's getting in to scam everybody. But then he's a con man with a heart of gold.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If I'm George Santos' attorney, here's what I say, folks. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. So it's just that simple. I rest my case.
That's a terrible.
You know who said that?
George Hellis.
You know who said that?
John F. Kennedy.
No,
Joe Kennedy.
Joe Kennedy.
Joe Kennedy.
said
the
that.
matriarch of the Kennedy family said, "If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying."
He took that from George Hellis in the 20s.
Okay.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, the
George
Bears.
Hellis said that.
Well, the Bears do need to steal some signals so they can win a couple of games. Now that they got the number one draft pick.
That shit.
Got the garbage can up.
All right, so we got to do this, right? We got to talk about this 6-year-old that shot his teacher, right?
Right now we know more.
We know a lot.
A month
more.
ago we didn't know a lot.
We didn't know anything, but here's the weird part. So I'm going to start with stuff that we learned last week. His parents gave a statement, okay, and his parents mentioned that they said my son has an acute disability, which clearly at some
he's violent and stupid.
Right,
that's his acute disability.
But here's the thing that really threw me off. Okay, they said that the kid did this right on one of the days when they weren't in school with him. That was part of his individual. I call it an IEP, his individual education
plan. One of them is there with him at all times.
That's not a thing.
Well, he threatened his teacher before. He threatened to set her on fire or something. So this kid's got a history. And then
he's only 6 years old.
And then you heard about they checked his book bag supposedly on the day of the incident, and they didn't find a loaded gun in there, even though they allegedly checked his book bag. So it
wasn't in there, right?
They said it was in his pocket. They just didn't. So.
It sounds like a clusterfuck of epic proportions.
But here's the thing. The parents came out and said that every day one of them goes to school with him. That's part of his IEP.
And that's a lie?
It's a lie. That's not a thing. I asked
parents
people.
Don't accompany kids to school for IEPs.
You're not required. There is nothing. I talk to people I work with in Chicago. I talk to a couple of people who work in other places. There is nothing anywhere ever that requires a parent to go to school with their kid every single day. So that's
not
really,
real. That's not a real thing.
So that really threw me off, man. It was just like, okay, that's not real. So I had to make a couple of phone calls, right? So it seems weird to me.
Dropped a dime for the story.
No. But then they said that the gun was secured.
In his book bag.
No, but they said they said they said they had a gun, but it's secured, and I'm thinking so secured that a 6-year-old figured it out.
He went back and got it.
Yeah,
is that what happened? I don't know any of the story. I'm not following him because I can't.
It's really bizarre. But then they said, like Teddy said, that a bunch of people said the gun, they had a gun in a backpack, and they searched the backpack, but they couldn't search the kid. Like people was like, I think the kid took the gun. Here, ready for this? He's 6. He's smarter than everybody else in the room. They said he took the gun out of his pocket, out of his bag, put it in his pocket. They said, we're going to check your backpack. And he slipped the gun into his pocket. and no one, here's what I'm thinking. You're 6 years old and you have a gun, and no one took a look at this kid and went, whoa.
Dude, this
holy crap. Is that an eraser in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I mean, what the fuck? This kid had a pistol in the pocket of his pants.
You know how big a 9mm. I mean, remember when you're a 6-year-old, he's a small kid. If you got a 9mm, that thing's going to stand out like a sore thumb. You can't really hide that thing.
Can't really hide that
unless he's wearing like a trench coat.
He was wearing shorts.
None of this. And you know
how heavy a loaded gun is. I mean, it will literally slide unless you have. Remember that guy Plaxico Burris, that idiot. He brought a gun into a nightclub. He had sweatpants on. He had the gun in the waistband. And it fell down and shot. He shot himself in the leg.
So it was the parents' gun. Obviously, it came from his house, right?
Yeah, they said which they said was secured, which also is not true because
that's what you're talking about. Secured.
Yeah,
they had it secured. I thought you were talking about.
They said
school.
that gun was in a place where no one,
secured
especially
means
a
that
6-year-old, couldn't get.
Secured would be defined by your child cannot gain access to the gun. In other words, it's in a lock.
It's a gun safe.
Or it has a gun lock on it.
Safe.
See, that's why if you're going to have a gun and you don't have a gun safe, then you have a gun lock.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And all the gun people would tell you that if you put a lock on it, you can't grab it and shoot somebody that runs into your house.
Well, if it's in a safe, you still have to go to the safe. So
that's why they don't put them in a safe. That's why the gun is safest cocked and under your pillow.
Yeah.
That's the safest place that you can keep a gun. cocked and under your
So
pillow.
here's the bottom line. Nothing's going to happen to the little bastard because he's 6. And here's what's going to happen. He's obviously a defective product, who's going to grow up and just be a better criminal. He's probably going to commit some more crimes along the way. And if he commits something before the age of 21, they'll commit him to a juvenile detention facility until he's 21. And then when he's 21, he'll get his record expunged. And then he'll be free to commit crimes as an adult, which I'm sure he will because, obviously he's just a bad seed.
But Teddy, this kid threatened to burn his teacher.
So you think that behavior is going to get better?
No, he's not.
No, it just seems really
being
weird.
removed from society.
Yeah. But I mean, I could see a 10-year-old doing that. I was threatened many times as a teacher. I was threatened and burned.
Yeah.
But you don't do that till you're 10 or 11. 6 years old seems really
so
intense.
you remember the kid in Malaysia? I think I talked
time.
about the story. The kid in Malaysia. He was a white kid from the States. He went to Malaysia. He was keying cars. They caught him, and they were going to cane him like 20 times. And there was a international outcry that you can't hit this poor child, and they were going to kill him. They're just going to cane him with kind of a whippy switch stick, and leave some marks. Yeah, you can't touch this little bastard because he's 6, But I mean, he's just going to be a better criminal. That, right?
But Teddy, I mean, this kid's clearly there's something wrong with him.
No shit. I'm just saying, but it's like I said, and there's not only anything wrong with him, but there's going to be no repercussions to him. So they'll put him in a medical facility. They'll talk to him, but then once they let him loose, he's just going to do something worse when he gets older.
The crazy part is
that's all.
And I know this is going to sound bad, but you know that there are multiple kids in every school district that have behavioral issues like this child.
Oh yeah.
For one reason or another, and they could be as young as 6. They're in the school system.
There was 2 kids in England who actually there was a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, or like an 8 or 10-year-old that actually murdered a 2-year-old, and it's like a world famous case, and they were like the youngest murder defendants in English history at the time.
That 2-year-old was a dick.
Well, hang on, let me finish.
So
so there are kids this age in multiple school districts all over the country that probably say these things, but this fucking kid actually did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I understand is that this teacher was texting for help. Like, she literally felt like this kid was going to follow through with one of his threats, and he did. I mean,
No.
I mean, so you've been there where kids are threatening you. At any point did you think, this kid's not going to come fucking set me on fire?
There, you ready? I'll tell you a story. So it was one of my first jobs. I was in a middle school, and big kid, real trouble. He sat the entire day in class, and one of the classes was mine, with a gun in his backpack, and the cops didn't come until the end of the
But you
day.
didn't know that.
Didn't know it until afterwards. And here's the funniest part, and it's the least funniest part. The kid did not like me. He was a real troublemaker. I mean, he was a real piece of shit.
How old?
Eighth grade.
Oh, okay.
14,
So
15.
14,
yeah. He sat in my class. I mean, this is way back when I first started. When I'm 30 years. I'm like 30 years old. So this is 25 years ago. Yeah, that motherfucker sat in the class, and the principal.
How did you find out he had the gun? Somebody.
The cops came and everything,
So
and then
somebody alerted them that, hey, my gun's missing.
They knew that he had that gun, and my principal knew. She's a terrible principal, but she knew that he had the gun, and she didn't want to do anything because they didn't want to make a big deal out of it, right?
Wow,
but
that
they
was
could
a long
have
time ago. Now it's different.
That was 25 years ago, man.
There was no internet. There was
What's that movie with Samuel L. Jackson? He was a teacher, and I think he went to like a really rough school district somewhere, wherever the movie was.
No, it's
and
Morgan Freeman.
No, it was Samuel Jackson. I remember the specific. I can't think of the name of the movie. So the kids in the class are just the worst of the worst, and I think the kid threatened his life. So he builds like a homemade crossbow and kills his kid.
You're right, Samuel L. Jackson.
What movie is that?
I can't think of the name, but it was a feel good story.
No, there's a Tom Berenger movie where he's the substitute, and he comes in. So his girlfriend got beat up by some guys in high school, some of the high school kids, and he comes in. He's an ex-marine, and he comes in as a substitute, and he just goes through and he just fucking destroys. He just kicks the shit out of everybody. Kicks shit out of them or kills everybody.
Like a high school?
Yeah. It was really, really
All right, what's your favorite high school movie? Ted, you go first.
There's so many of them, but I don't want to say Fast Times at Ridgemont High is the only one I can think of, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Yeah, but there's a few of them.
I'll tell you what. Fast Times is mine all time. 3 O'clock High.
Oh, when he's going to get his ass kicked
at
3 o'clock?
That's a great movie. And a Chicago movie, My Bodyguard.
Yeah, the My Bodyguard movie,
From the 1978
That's Lakeview High School.
Yeah, Lakeview. Yeah.
That was my first playoff
That's
game.
when the kid he gets his own bully with the bald head to beat up.
Yep.
Beat up.
That's a great movie. And Wildcats at Lane Tech, your alma mater. They were filming it when you were in school.
No, I was in.
They were filmed. That movie was in it 86. They filmed that.
Yeah. So
I
think.
Oh, you might have been.
So I actually went to college with a couple of guys that were in Wildcats. Yeah, they played
they
for like
used all
Lockport.
local talent, yeah.
They played. So there's
Woody
two
Harrelson
guys
was
that
in that
played
movie.
football.
Woody Harrelson in Denzel. Oh, not Denzel.
You think Denzel's in every movie?
But yeah, I went to high school with two guys, and here's the funny thing: My Bodyguard was filmed at Lakeview.
Yeah.
That was the first high school basketball playoff game I ever played. You ready for this? They
in
had
that piece of shit small gym.
this piece of shit gym. We get there. There's no fans, right? We go down to the locker room. We have to change and bring all our stuff back up with us because the game before, the last game of the regular season, somebody broke in the locker room, stole everybody's shit, and the team that played had to go home in their uniforms. Everything was stolen. All the coaches' stuff, everything. Yeah, we had no money. They had to give us money.
You can't. They just redid that gym a few years ago. Otherwise, you can't even put fans in there. That's how small. A lot of gyms are like that.
You couldn't.
CPS.
Yeah, you couldn't the day I played. Yeah, that was fucking horrible. Okay, so this is weird.
But you didn't say your favorites.
Oh, I'm going Breakfast Club.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
There's just so many great films
Yeah.
that are based in that genre of high school.
Yeah, Breakfast Club.
16 Candles,
Yeah.
all the John Hughes movies like that, right?
No more Yankee to
Weird
Wanky. The Dogger
Science.
Need Food.
Weird Science.
Oh, dude,
Love Weird Science. That's my
dude, I love that.
Those are all like high school. They're
Yeah.
some of the best movies ever.
He pukes, you die. Chet. I love Chet.
Oh, dude, rest in peace, man. Bill Paxton.
I love Bill
Dude,
Paxton,
he's the
man.
best.
He
was the best.
He was a great actor.
He just won. They just won a huge lawsuit because it was a botched.
He's dead.
He died.
He didn't win shit, man.
His family sued because it was it was an outpatient procedure, like some bypass surgery that they fucked up and he died.
Really?
That's how he died. Yeah, he went in for some procedure, not a full on bypass, but something like that, and he died on the table.
Oh man, he was. I tell you what, he was in a great movie, fireman movie. There's two firemen, and they go into the hood.
Backdraft?
No. They go into the hood in St. Louis to find some lost money. And
I gotta look that up.
It was a really
I don't trust
good
your
movie.
movies though.
No,
Snake Eyes was the last one. I turned that fucking thing off.
Snake Eyes was great.
It's a
With Gary
horrible
Sinise.
movie.
Come on, man. That's one of the few watchable Nicolas Cage movies.
That's what you keep saying. You're not even close, man. You're not even close.
You know what? We're moving on. Okay, so here's this is kind of insane.
unplug me.
You ready? No, listen. North Dakota is trying to pass a law that would make people who refer to themselves with pronouns other than what they were born with pay a fine of $1,500. Yeah. So if you're in North Dakota and you say I go by she her and I'm a obvious he him, they will fine me $1,500.
A private citizen would be fined?
Yes, a private citizen would be fine.
How many times do you have to say it? How many times? Could you
You can call anybody anything
could
you
you
want.
say it once? Or you have to say it like 5 times before they find. Could you get
I
like
don't
a
know.
warning?
Well, then where do you draw the line? Hey, jackass. Oh, that's it.
Jane ass. It'd be if you're a girl, it'd be Jane ass. Yeah. No,
Joaquin ass if you're Spanish.
I don't know. Listen. I don't know.
You can't do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not saying that the story that you're reading is totally made up by you just for the listenership.
Nope. 100% true. Look it up.
No, I know, but what I'm saying
It might
is,
not be enforceable. That's all.
yeah, I mean,
it seems completely ridiculous, right? I mean, everybody's freaking out about this, but if somebody wants to be called by whatever, just call.
But here's my question: why is the state legislature wasting their time on something so inconsequential instead of like talking about real problems? Again, going back to the federal thing,
because they're about to be found out that
Why-
they
This is
lied
gonna
on their
be-
resumes and they lied about everything else.
we just had a teacher at school suspended because because of pronouns.
Because he wouldn't say somebody's pronoun.
Right.
Dude, who gives? Just let it go, man.
He's an old school guy, and he's just like,
That's not old. That's not old school. It's dumb.
I know, but I mean, some people.
Can't you just refer to them as student? Just say student right there. Student at desk number 2.
Student.
I think it comes down to is like what
Ted
you
would be
just
the
said. What Ted
greatest.
just said. Like,
Have each desk numbered and just say student desk number 3, or just say number 3. Your turn to talk. And that way you can eliminate all the pronouns. Done. See, problem solved.
You could number every. I mean,
Just
I
solve
guess
the problem.
I guess if you wanted to, you could number everybody up.
Yep.
but I don't have a problem with that at all. If somebody
Yeah.
wants to be called they instead of he or she or
Yeah.
whatever, I honestly don't. I want to respect other people, but sometimes you can accidentally. It could not be intentional.
Yeah, but you
And
know
they
it was intentional. If he got busted for it, you know
Oh,
it
you
wasn't
teacher
one
I'm
or
talking
two
about?
times. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know,
You know it
because
wasn't one or two
it's high
times.
school and he's 70 years old. And
Yeah, he's from a bygone era, and like
and
I
he's
said,
not going to have a
I mean-
student tell him what he can and cannot call them if what he's calling them is inappropriate and normal.
Well,
I mean,
like
that's his logic.
He probably overstayed his welcome. Like I said, some people when you're older, you kind of like. I don't want to use the term "time passes you by," but I think they just don't keep up with current events and they don't realize the quote unquote seriousness of the issue because it's ridiculous.
No, he was wrong.
Yeah,
he was wrong. But
you know what they call you in prison? You know what your name is in prison? Inmate. Your name is inmate. And you know what your name should be in school? Student.
Well,
student.
you know what?
Student speak.
That's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
So that's how I know when it's time for me to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Is when I can't relate at all to the students that I'm dealing with. Right.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that they do. And everything, I'm just like that angry, pissed off person who, kids these days, and when you start saying shit like that, So
I had a teacher come into class when the Gulf War was going on, and
you mean Live Tour and PGA or Gulf GULV?
Yes,
sorry,
no, it's okay. So when the war started, the teacher came into class, and he was a great man. He was a great man and a great teacher.
Except for this one thing.
No. He came into class, and we're all in class already. He comes in, he slams his book on the table, and he says, I hope we go to war. It was like right before we went. I hope we go to war. I hope you all go there, and I hope all you motherfuckers die. He was so pissed off about.
Sounds like a great man to me.
He was so pissed off at the direction
really
that the country
sweet.
was going that we were actually going to go into Kuwait and go into Iraq and just and start a war.
I would have raised my hand and said, "Sir, teacher, we're not eligible for the draft because we're not 18 years old."
So he was old. He was like he was at the end of his tenure. He was old.
Oh, so
he was in his 60s. I mean, he was like no, but you know what? He was actually. It was the way that he started class, and he goes, I don't mean that. He's like, but that's what your leaders. That's what the leaders of this country think of you. That we're going to go to war over this, and you're the ones that are going to go there, and you're the ones that are going to die. He's like, and then it's like a history. He was a history teacher, so I mean, he came into class and he made that announcement. We were like, what the fuck? And then it was
There's
just
probably
silence.
a better way to say that. I mean, no,
it was like it was like almost like that Poet Society, like Robin Williams. The way how you just get into it, and then.
We needed to go to the Gulf War. You know why? Because there were weapons of mass destruction up until the time we found out that there actually weren't.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Well, that's the Iraq War. This was before that.
They showed us all the
This I'm talking like 90 the Gulf.
Yeah.
The Gulf War.
That's such a tough thing because
that's right.
So many American people have died overseas for ridiculous reasons,
for no reason,
wars,
for no reason. Afghanistan,
so regime wars and all these things, and it makes it does make you think, but you almost have to do it in a better way than that. You really do.
Well, now we're sending tanks to Ukraine. And guess what? As I predicted, so we've already sent billions of dollars to Ukraine. And guess what? So I guess Zelensky, the president, he just fired 9 of his like cabinet members. You know why? Because they went on vacation. They took the money. They partied with it. They went on vacation. They were going on trips abroad. Yeah. So you know where that money's going. Like we called it, right? It's not rocket science.
There's a reason nobody gave a shit about the Ukraine before this war.
Yeah.
Because nobody gave a shit about them. I mean.
It's not about giving a shit. It's not about giving a shit about them, but it's just about.
I know we're pretending to care, but it's a thing. I get it. They're being invaded, but
it's a very slow invasion, by the way, because we're still talking about this.
The concept behind all the billions of dollars that we are giving them, and all the billions of dollars that we could spend helping people here.
Yeah.
No,
infrastructure.
We have to do what we're doing. We have to. This is ridiculous. What's happening over there?
What if Russia goes nuclear? I mean, Russia has more nuclear arms than every country in the world.
I mean, we have to do as NATO. I mean, we have to do everything we can to help stop this. I mean, this is horrible. I mean, I listen to it all the time.
Yeah, but we're not going to stop this. We're not going to stop giving them tanks.
Giving
them $100 billion is not going to stop this.
If Russia wants to,
just can't turn
so we've given them $100 billion. Is it over? It's not over.
It's not even close to being over. This could be 20 years. This could be 20, 30.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think Russia's smart? You don't think they're going to know what they're? They'll just
this
retreat
is going
for a while.
to end the day. This is going to end the day Putin dies.
7 days.
7 days. All right, let's move on because I'm getting worked up on this.
Here we go. Okay, so this is what I want.
How about them Bears?
No. This is what I want to.
Don't get me started on Bears.
We need to talk about this because this is important. Alec Baldwin is being is going. Yeah, Alec Baldwin is going to be charged with a crime.
Yeah,
he's
I
going
heard
to be
about- I heard
charged
about that.
with what is it,
So
second-degree murder.
That's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, he's going to be
That's
going to be
fucked up.
charged with second-degree
What about
murder.
the person that killed Brandon Lee?
Yeah, that was a state. That was
Yeah,
a
it was
that was a
forever
prop
ago.
gun.
Can they
That-
go back or no? I
No.
mean, that was a prop gun,
was a
right?
prop- yeah, it was
Yeah.
a prop gun that was
He
loaded.
died a couple
yeah.
days later or something from internal bleeding or something
It was
like
still,
that.
he got
but I
shot.
mean,
Yeah,
that was
but it
the
was,
curse-
but it was
that
the
was the
same
curse
thing.
of Bruce
It was the
Lee.
same
That was
thing. He got
that
shot
was the
by a
Crow.
match.
That was a good movie too.
That
The
was a
Crow.
gr-
Yeah.
Dude,
Crow.
I told my kids about that movie. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Great soundtrack, great movie," and they made a part 2 also.
Yeah, terrible. That part 2 is one of the
Was
worst
it?
things I've ever seen.
Who starred in
but The
part
Crow-
2?
I have no idea. But the Crow is actually a really good movie. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: let's say he goes to prison. Okay, I think we should give him some advice, right? And I have
Why?
some-
Because we've all been in prison
no,
before.
no. But I mean, if he's going to survive in prison, he needs some advice, and I think I've got some good advice. Okay, so on his first day of prison, he finds the biggest guy in the cell block. Okay, are you guys familiar with this? What this advice is?
I've seen prison movies before.
Right, but you guys know how this works, right? You find the biggest guy in
oh
the cell
yeah,
block.
kick his ass.
No. What? You have no chance to do that.
You
no,
refill his commissary.
Isn't that what Eddie
And
Murphy
you- and you
did?
bri-
in,
and you bribe
in-
him.
in-
And you bribe him.
No, you find the biggest guy in the cell block. You have sex with him, and you become his bitch.
oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no way Alec Baldwin's. Listen, Alec Baldwin is not going to beat the shit out of some hardcore.
What if he is
fucking-
the biggest guy in prison? Though?
No.
He's got to
No.
fuck
I
himself.
think he's going to get his own cell. And well, number one, he's not going to get convicted of anything. They're going to drop the charges. They say this is all political. He's not going to get convicted of
he
anything.
can't get. I mean, I don't. It's
It's not
so
going to happen.
weird.
It is.
He
It is.
didn't.
Just-
I mean, it wasn't like.
Just like Donald Trump's not going to prison, Joe Biden's not going to prison for having classified documents. They're gonna have investigations that aren't going to lead to anything. No one's going to get charged with a crime. Hunter Biden's not going to be convicted of anything. You know what's going to happen though?
You just went down a rabbit hole here.
What
We're
if
going
they
to
all
spend.
went?
we're-
What if they all went to
we're
the
gonna-
same? Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. Trump, Biden, Hunter Biden, Alec Baldwin, all in the same prison cell. They're all
And a
together.
Catholic priest.
And Jerry Sandusky is the night watchman.
No, but I mean, the story is pretty crazy, right? Because this. Listen, the story
This is like the real world. They could do like a real world show. on
Real
that.
world
Real
prison.
world, yeah,
holy shit.
but in a house, like they would just be in a normal house.
So we wouldn't have the taxpayers wouldn't have to pay for this, right? They could make money advertising, and the advertisers could pay for them to be in prison.
It's like Big Brother.
Oh my
It's
God!
like Big Brother.
Listen to this. What if prison became the real world? That would be fucking perfect. No more taxpayer money in prisons, right? It's just advertising. We just see all these prison things. Oh my God, we're
like
rich.
the Truman Show.
Exactly, except massive amounts of prison. That'd be perfect. But no, so I kind of want to talk about this for just a second because this is what I thought was weird about this whole thing, right? Why would there ever, in a billion years, be real bullets in a movie set?
Prop gun, yeah.
Why would ever?
I'm still confused.
Well, that's what they're trying.
So
That's
am
what
I.
that's what
I'm
they're trying.
still
To, that's what
confused.
they're trying to figure
So
out.
it was literally a live round in the chamber of that gun that he shot her.
Right.
Yeah.
They have they have an armory expert that hands the. I mean, there's literally like a chain of command. He doesn't just have the gun. Like somebody, gets the gun. There's an armory expert. There's the woman, I guess,
Yeah,
who was
no, this
in
is
charge
all-
of. Yeah,
she
so,
was charged already.
Yeah.
Like,
But here's the thing: all actors are just stupid pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way Alec Baldwin will ever have any training, understanding. I mean, he's probably one of the stupidest human beings on the planet, like most actors. So you hand him something,
well, I know
and
his
he
brother
does
is.
something
His
with
brother
it.
is for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. How could you possibly hold him responsible for anything that happens in a movie? He's just a dildo who pretends to be someone else.
Well, that's what actors are. They just
Right.
read something that's pre-planned, that's
Right.
All actors do that. Yeah, it's everything's predetermined, and they just some actors are better than others because they say their lines with more oomph than others.
Tom
yeah.
Cruise.
Oh, he's
Tom
good. Though.
Cruise
Yeah,
can
he's
sell.
cool. I
Oh my God.
I believe that motherfucker when he
Listen,
talks about it.
listen,
I'm
Tom
like,
Cruise
and
could
you know
sell-
what? And I know it's Tom Cruise too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it, I still believe him.
Yeah, Tom Cruise could sell me toothpaste if I didn't have any teeth. It's true.
Well, Tom Brady sold him
Some-
Bitcoin.
some crypto.
That was ugly.
He sold you
But
crypto.
Yeah, so I just laugh about this story because I mean, if this chick is the armorer, okay, so let's just say she's an armorer and she works in movies. Well, I'd like to order dummy bullets. No, not real ones. No.
But in all,
I know real
but-
ones
but
are cheaper.
In all fairness,
not real ones.
I
mean,
don't know what a live round looks like compared to like a dummy round.
right, but I mean, it can't be but you can't if you're working in a movie set, you can't ever confuse Yeah, I'd like to order some bullets. Real bullets? Yeah, real bullets. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. It just seems the whole concept of what happened seems so ridiculously and comically impossible.
Well, it almost seems like sabotage. It almost seems like somebody
does.
purposely put a live bullet, just in the perfect spot because you figure
I think they've eliminated that.
Because there's tons of dummy rounds, and like, how did this one? So let's just say there's a live round there. What are the odds of that live round ending up in the gun at that moment in time when he fired the gun at that moment in time?
And I mean, it was an accident.
Right.
I mean,
he's an actor.
Trial for murder. It was. I don't know.
He's not going to get convicted.
You can't tell me there hasn't been 1,000 actors who grab a prop gun and just start firing it all over the place. They shoot themselves in the dick.
Christian Bale, Terminator. How many guns are in that movie? Terminator, Judgment Day.
They do all sorts of stupid shit, right? I mean, you can't possibly think that anything. I mean, these guys probably put the guns in their mouths. I mean, there's probably a guy who takes the gun home and sticks it in his ass, and he doesn't even give a shit.
I think we've gone too far.
No, it's just such a weird thing. Okay, so all right, I think it's time to rest this show.
We're getting near 4,800 seconds.
What? 4,800 seconds? Yeah. You can do that kind of math?
4,700.
It says right there.
It says seconds? Where?
Right here.
Yeah. Oh shit! You know what? It's funny. I never noticed that. You're right. We're at
so
almost.
No, I can't do the math.
We're at almost 5,000
so
seconds.
We've been 10 minutes.
This
so we've been
show's been going on forever.
This show's been. What does that translate to minutes?
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys ready to start? Okay. So let's.
Hi, my name's Matt.
Yeah. No, you're Mark. You're Mark. Wait, I'm Mark?
This is starting off wrong.
Okay.
Or finishing.
All right. So we got to end this thing. Teddy, I'm going to let you have the last word for the show this week.
Screw you, Eddie and Jobo. Never liked you. I'm done.
Man, okay. You know what? You're a different person when you drink coffee, Ted. You really are. I don't even know how to say it. All right, Mark, put this thing to bed.
Take nothing for granted. It's great to be alive.
Whoa. That seems way too deep, man.
I thought you were going to say put your head on my shoulder.
That's a Lin Brehmer. That's a Lin Brehmer thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what I always used to say.
Wow, man. That is fucking deep, man.
Oh, it's awesome. You should hear him say it. I mean, there's a lot of recordings out there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. All right. You know what? This is what I'm going to say, man. The world is such a crazy place, right? And we are putting no order to it whatsoever. We are not helping in any way whatsoever.
I think we are.
I think we're causing more chaos. I really believe that if there's a chaos theory, it starts with the Real Three Idiots podcast. I really do. Listen, get on our website. Mark, what is that website?
www.thereal3idiots.com. The number 3.
And what's the other one?
Oh, voteforted.com. Vote, VOTE, FORE. I don't know how to spell your name, Ted. TED.
DIC. What?
Vote for Ted, 4 as in 4. We misspelled it.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, enjoy the show. Tell people about it. We've got some really cool stuff coming up the next couple of weeks. And here's what I would tell you. None of it makes any sense, but it will be a really, really good time. All right. Enjoy, and we will see you guys next week.